you realize there are different kinds of people in your life. You've got the supportive people. These are people who are kind of medium-term interested, and they're genuine. And maybe your approach can be more reasonable. You can give them exposure a little bit, but limit the details. Be honest, but limit details. If you're going to ask them for support, you need to ask them something specific. And I would recommend a medium investment with this particular group of people. It's safe to be cooperative with them because they are, in fact, supportive, which is different than, say, tone-deaf people. Tone-deaf people are also maybe short-term interested in what's going on, and they may or may not participate in what is comfortable for them. Everything will always be weighted to their own perspective. They're very unlikely to be helpful, to be honest. Your approach I recommend with tone-deaf people is to be polite and share only cursory information. Give them only passing exposure and limit your investment. You don't have the energy to convince the tone-deaf people of what is happening. You don't have the energy to spare for that. So use deflection. You can be mostly cooperative with them, but you've got to be prepared to defend your boundaries because they're tone-deaf. And that's not because they're bad people. They just don't have the tools, or they don't have the level of interest. It's not close enough to them, whatever the case might be. Their ability to demonstrate maybe kindness and compassion is a different definition than perhaps yours. Then there are the fearmonger people. Fearmongers love the drama. They love talking about it. They want to pass on the information. They make huge leaps in logic. They tend to be invasive to your privacy. They tend to overshare, and they may or may not be helpful. So my approach to them, especially depending on how close they are to me, distract them with activity. Limit the access to the information and be very, very careful about your word choice because you're going to have to live with that. Those things get blown out of proportion or misconstrued, and that can create more problems for you later that you don't really have the energy to address. So limit whatever needs you ask of them to something very light and typically very material or practical. Limit your exposure to protect your energy. You can be cautiously cooperative, but very assertive when necessary. And sometimes you might have to use their fear to limit their bad behavior. Magical thinker people. This group of people love magical thinking. They are dangerously out of touch. They refuse to face reality. Their brain does not want them to understand or see what is happening. They believe everything is going to get better. Everything's going to get better, no matter what, no matter the evidence, no matter what is happening. And they are consistently shocked with any kind of bad outcome. They, I believe, are the ones that will suffer the greatest regret in the future. And in my experience, I find them to be the most dangerous people. With them, task them with small asks. Share small bits of information infrequently. Invest with these people because they are dangerous and they're going to perpetually send out information that will come back and be hard later. But you got to set and reset their expectations. Invest your time and prepare to be aggressive with these folks to really protect and really get them to tune into the reality of what's happening. And then you have your safe people. And these people are emotionally safe for you. They respect your boundaries. They don't undermine you. Some, again, will be great doers. Some will be great beers, and both are valuable. Safe people are people that you want to invest your time and energy with them. And who becomes a safe person? This isn't about how close of friends you are. It is about who is qualified and who can meet your needs. And with safe people, it's safe to reveal the need, and you need to use your words, positive and negative. You've got to give them full access and help them understand how best to help you because they really, really want to. And those were an important and small group, but really important. And like I said, lots of people tried to be kind and lovely, and that was great. But my safe people were the people that kept me sane and were the people that I think did the best job of really offering true support.